Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics. And then every Monday, we go live on Keto on the Couch. We just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com. And that's where we're going to find all of the different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way, every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
What are you looking at?
50 Shades of Gravy as a name has got me cracking up.
I know.
How awesome.
So how is everybody doing today? It is a rainy night here in South Florida right now.
We promise we won't keep you for 11 hours today. That was last week. And I'm really appreciative that anybody's here tonight because I just realized there is now a season 2 to Tiger Kings. So
is that what we're watching tonight?
Oh my gracious. Yes. Yes, why are you even asking that? Yes, that's what we're watching tonight. Has anybody else seen it? I'm so excited.
So if you're new to our channel, our Thursday night live streams are kind of just like a have fun. If you have keto questions, go ahead and post them. We do our best to see them. You can always use the super chat function down below. That will highlight it so that we do absolutely see it, but don't feel that you absolutely have to do that.
I was thinking happy thoughts about my friend Maitreya today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I actually put on this blouse because I was thinking about her. Radical Geek actually made this beautiful choker for me. I was thinking about her today, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to wear my outfit today.
Claire, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. She said, today is my 2-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you, 2KK and family, for being a fantastic support system. I could not do this without you.
Claire, I couldn't do this without you either. I was thinking today, I was checking out. I'd gone to the mall to pick something up, and I was shopping for a hostess gift for our daughter. Mm-hmm. Also a graduation gift because she's graduating from college in December. So I'm kind of shopping like what's a good gift, and it's not easy to find. I'm just making sure that Becky isn't telling me that there's no sound or something. I was thinking like, what the heck? There's no way to find stuff for college right now. She's graduating in the December, winter semester, but like the graduation stuff doesn't usually come out until June. So I was looking for stuff, and dude, every single checkout of every mall store had some sort of like sugared up candy treat that you had to pass by to check out. It's like, why do I need to buy a sweater and then also be tempted by impulse candy purchases? And I thought, man, I'm so glad that I have my keto family with me because I felt like, okay, I'm not alone in this. Rachel, you can do this. There's other people in the community that are shopping and they're passing right by all of these beautiful, because they're packaged pretty. Right. And I'm attracted to packages. Are you guys?
Renee said there's also new episodes of Dexter. You can get Showtime for free for a month and then $3.99 a month for 3 months.
Wow.
We play that game all the time with Showtime. You get it, And then after a month or whatever, we cancel it. And then you go sign up on a different place and they give you another 30 days.
Sirius Radio does that too.
What we will do is we will sign up and for like a show that we want to watch. Like, you know, back when Game of Thrones, you sign up for HBO.
Just for that.
And then when it's over, there's nothing else I want to watch. So like cancel it. I just did that with Sirius. I don't understand it. I you know, you forget. I have to put a thing on my calendar to remember to do this. But, you know, you get the Sirius deal, and then after X amount of months, they bump you up and they start charging you like ridiculous prices, like $26 a month. I listen to 2 channels in my car.
Yeah.
99% of the time, I'm listening to The Message, which is worship music. And so, like, I really don't want to pay all that. So then you got to call them up and say, hey, I want to cancel. And then they'll say, well, if you don't cancel, we'll give you the next 6 months for $29. And I'm like, wait a second. How are we going from $25 a month to like $29 for 6 months?
Why don't you just make that the price all the time and we'll never have to do this dance? And also more people will want it.
Yeah. We used to do that with cable too, except for now we don't have cable in the house. We just have internet and they don't play those games with that. We pay $100 a month for internet to get gig service, and it's still not the greatest because we can't get Google Fiber here.
Some people ask us, like, what's your ribeye budget? How do you pump up your ribeye budget? Well, we get rid of other stuff.
We don't have television in the house.
I mean, that instantly saved us a couple $100 a month.
It's ridiculous. Air frying Annie said, I sadly put a pan in the oven and I didn't think it would still be hot. Grabbed it in my hand. Was okay, but it burned my wrist when I dropped it.
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. Cause and those burns from the oven, I had one on my thumb one time. I thought, I guess this is just now a birthmark. Cause it like those burns, they're hard to go away. I'm so sorry.
Margaret wants to know, is this a Dave Feldman live? I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
It is not. It's just us.
No, Dave is going to be coming on, but we've got to arrange it with his schedule. David, thank you very much for the $9.99 super chat. And now you are eating instinctively. Do you sleep instinctively?
Do you go to bed when you start yawning?
That went away. Let me go back up to it. Do you now sleep instinctively? Do you go to bed when you wake up, start yawning? Do you sleep until you wake up naturally? We pretty much are instinctively sleeping at this point.
It's amazing.
We do find that when we eat more protein, there's no negotiation.
It's like good night.
Eating beef, butter, bacon, egg, or eating just a lot of fat and protein and not having a bunch of other things and eating the appropriate amount. We were so under eating before.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll try to watch a movie and we'll watch the same movie like 3 days in a row because we can't get more than 10 minutes in. Same thing with waking up. I don't like alarms. I generally wake up when my body tells me to wake up, and I can have an internal clock. If I need to get up at 6:30 in the morning, I just wake up. Rachel needs to have like 10 alarms.
I do.
And it's annoying when she sets an alarm and then I'm like, why are we getting up? And she's like, I don't know. I probably won't. And then she turns it off for another hour. And I'm like, well, why are we even bothering with that? I usually get up based on the sun though, which is why I don't like this time of the year because I don't want to wake up until about 7 o'clock, 7:30. And the sun is beaming in our room at 6:30. And I'm like, I don't want to get up now.
It used to be that daylight savings time was for farmers. And now it's for people who sell blackout drapes.
Yeah, right? Because it's funny.
We have now blackout curtains everywhere.
I have done so much research on daylight savings time and where it came from. And you know, they blame it on the farmers, but it actually started first of all, Benjamin Franklin first came up with the idea. And then he had a buddy who kind of jumped on, but wanted it to be 2 hours so that he could go bow hunting longer in the day.
Can we talk about how that's like the 1700s?
Right.
Like things have changed a bit,
then
just a little.
Germany started it.
Now I wear the wigs.
Germany started it because they were trying to save energy. But it didn't really go into full effect year round in the United States until like 1963 when OPEC was like really raising prices and they were trying to figure out like, how do we save electricity? Oh, well, if we have this daylight savings time, people will be up more during the day because back then everybody went to bed by like 9 o'clock. They'll use less lights at night, therefore we'll save energy. Now they say we're keeping it because it keeps down crime. People don't drive at night and that kind of stuff. But it also causes issues like sleep deprivation and people don't function at work because it takes like 2 to 3 weeks for your body to recover.
Well, I actually know a family that like they got into a car accident. And I think car accidents are more prevalent when they make a time change of some sort.
But that was the big thing is they said, well, we can do this for the farmers because farmers won't have to wake up in the dark to farm.
You're welcome.
But the farmers actually hate it.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
So enough about the history of daylight savings time. It is really interesting if you research it, though.
It is.
So anyway, yes. So Dave Feldman, we did talk to Dave Feldman. I recorded the Zoom call, but the recording was for our own knowledge so that I can refer back to it.
He's not a doctor.
We were gonna do it today, but we got so busy. We're gonna film like what our results are tomorrow, and then we're gonna have Dave on in the near future. But we got to arrange the schedules and stuff because he has out like in the Vegas area, so we got to arrange things correctly.
Now they just laugh when I threaten to cancel my service, Dave says. I know. Like,
there are some companies, like, I'd love to be able to call the electric company. I'm canceling. Good. Have fun.
Enjoy darkness.
There's some of them, there's no negotiation.
There's no negotiation. You want water? Well, you pay. You pay what we tell you.
Right.
I do enjoy water, though,
So I'm trying to get down to, this is all Prechat stuff. Rankin Cook said I had the chocolate peanut butter ice cream tonight. I sure like that one. That is one of the good ones.
Big fan.
Dave said, my cheat for the day was a serving of Kevin's lemongrass chicken. I think it's 5 to 7 carbs total.
Nice.
That is not bad at all.
That sounds delicious.
Dave was talking about this in the premiere that if you're looking for creamy containers, QVC has 4 for $30 with free shipping and handling. That is a good deal because normally they're $20 for 2 of them.
Lisa said that tomorrow is James's birthday. So let's sing happy birthday.
Will you stop looking over there?
No.
Don't look in that section.
No, I'm not. I'm looking everywhere. Ready?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear James. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Many, many more. We love you, James.
Dave said they also have creamies, but they're $200. Some people, I know Sam's is going to have them on sale for Black Friday.
Black Friday is happening.
We may buy one of those for
on
a future
Thursday
giveaway. If we can
Wednesday.
get one, I may get one for a giveaway in the future.
That'd be nice.
If we can get one.
You're talking about a creamy.
A creamy.
I think that'd be a great giveaway. Which, P.S., the 3rd annual. Can you believe we've been doing this for 3 years now?
I know.
The 3rd annual 12 days of keto is coming up in December. And I think we're thinking about doing it December 9th through the 20th.
Right.
Which is a month. It would kick off with a Thursday night live.
Yep.
And it would end with a Monday keto on the couch.
So if you're new to us and you don't know what that is every year in December, we live stream for 12 straight nights. Or
days or whatever.
Or days. Mostly, they're usually at night.
Days.
So, no, we always do them at night. Except for if we had a church day or something like that.
Oh, right.
And when we do the live streaming, every day is sponsored by a company. And we do a giveaway from that company each day. But it's just kind of a fun way for us to spend some holidays together, just talk about whatever and have a good time for 35 to 30. Who are we kidding?
35.
Minutes. This is us. When have we ever done a 35
Well,
minute
it was funny
stream?
when you
they were supposed to be 30 minutes. Now they're like over an hour.
When you said like it's going to be 35, I thought days. And I thought, yeah, we could turn a 12-day live stream into a 35-day live stream. We could do that.
Okay. Brianna said, my tummy is full of 2KK Ketochow chili.
Yum.
Is that chili not so good?
I'm so glad you liked it.
There were some questions during the premiere. People were asking about, like, how did I make the chili? And if you saw the vlog today or yesterday, was it today or yesterday? Yesterday's. How did I make it? I follow the same recipe that I have on our website for the Ketochow chili. We have 2 versions of chili on there, one with Ketochow, one without.
Right.
I only make the one with Ketochow now because I'd rather use that than tomatoes.
It's
easy. Less carbs. And Rachel has an issue with tomatoes. She still eats them, but she has an issue with them.
When we talk about reintroducing food, it's like, I already know tomatoes is going to cause massive sores inside of my mouth.
But you'll still eat them.
But I will still eat them.
Right.
I will, because I love the flavor. They just don't love me.
Right. So, and she doesn't have an issue with the tomato basil Ketochow.
Thank you, Lord.
Even though there is tomato in there.
Right.
It's just weird. So I followed that same recipe, except for the fact that I did not use peppers or onions. So everything else is the same. All the spices are same, just no peppers and onions. And instead of bacon, I use streakline, which is a bacon. It's got streakline. If you don't know, it usually comes in a square like this. It's got a lot more fat on it. It's heavily salted and it's got a lean piece of meat underneath it, but it's generally fattier. So it's really good, like when people would make pork and beans and that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm sorry, but it sounds like
I bought it. I was going to snack on it, and then I found it, and I'm like, we could use this in the chili because it gives like a chunky texture instead of little bacon bits.
I think it sounds like a medieval torture device. Streakaline. Don't make me pull out the streakaline.
Becky said we were trying to head to the fair, but the rain kept us in.
Anthony was going to one too.
He said, boom shakalaka, let the shenanigans begin.
We're having a hard time. I'm looking for a new tongue for Christmas.
Well-fed human said, what? Wait, season 2 of Tiger King?
Right? Let's see what's going on with Carol and like what's jail like. I mean, I'm very interested to see what's going on. And where are the tigers while we've been going through this process? Are they safe? Are they well? What's happening?
Carrie said the other night at church, a toy car tried to run me over since we were having a toy drive for holidays.
Can I just tell you, I am so stinking excited about this year's holiday thing that we're doing at church. This year, we're buying all kinds of different toys. Like there's no place to sit or stand in the office at all. We're buying bicycles and toy cars and GoPros and like all this kind of stuff. And we're going to set up a Christmas store so that families that need to be able to have
something for
their families can come and shop and pick out the gifts themselves. Usually we do it kind of like an angel tree project where you're picking it. But sometimes you don't get what you ask for. Someone's like, my child really wants sneakers. Okay, I got them a Barbie. Like, wait, what? Like, right. That's not what I wanted or requested, right? So this is going to be so much fun. I'm very excited about this take on it. We're still going to be doing about 300 stockings for a local community. And the goal for Christine, who's heading that part up, is that every kid, their stocking and their ornaments and stuff like that are all personalized.
That's so awesome.
So it's not just like you're getting this faceless stocking that could be for any kid, but it's like just for you. I'm super excited.
Matt said, I was able to get my new home network set up and some pork belly in the air fryer just in time for the live stream.
Oh, how nice.
Sherry said, Sugar Plum Fairy needs to be replaced with the Tasty Bacon Fairy at all registers.
Sherry, I'm totally in agreement with that. Because it's like, it was very frustrating. And all I could think of is, this isn't my first keto Christmas. And yet I find this challenging. Like, I'm surrounded by nostalgia and like the sounds and the smells that from childhood.
Right.
And that's really, really hard.
Yeah. See, fortunately for me during Christmas time, like I don't really crave sweets as a keto person. Fortunately, I don't live in New York anymore because my downfall, I could tell you, if I went to New York City right now, my downfall would be the smell of chestnuts at all
roasting
the corners
on an open
and
fire.
Then also the pretzels. Like I was a sucker for the New York pretzels where they're cooking them or they're heating them up on the charcoal in there. That smell would get to me. Like I'm past even the smell for the most part. Every once in a while, it'll hit me a little bit when you go to the mall and you smell that Aunt Annie's pretzels, but nothing like that New York smell of like, I'd have to just resort to dirty water dogs and it's not the same thing.
No.
Pam wants to know, on BBB, why only one coffee? Can you do tea? Yes,
sure.
You can do tea. So here's the way Dr. Berry explained it to us. It's, first of all, do remember, and I know nobody likes it when I say this, there are carbs in coffee. Coffee does have a little bit less than a carb per cup, and a cup is not this. This would probably be the equivalent of 2 to 3 cups.
Don't you say it.
So, an actual cup of coffee is supposed to be 5 to 6 ounces. So just leave that where it may be.
Also, can you drink it black?
Yes.
Or are you adding a bunch of stuff
that is black.
Yeah.
But the other thing, the way he explained it is the whole idea of BBB is to not have anything which could be a fallback or an addiction for you. One of the reasons he didn't put chicken wings in there, aside from the fact that even chicken wings are not fatty enough, is that that's a food that typically we binge on. You think about sporting events, Super Bowl Sunday, going out with the guys. It's just something that you can binge on, and he wanted stuff in there that you wouldn't binge on. Also, aside from that, the reason he chose beef is because it's beef, and any ruminant animal is the best food you can eat. Chicken, not super healthy, especially when you look at the omega-6 to omega-3 ratios. And it's because of the way they digest food. And that's what he talked about when he was with us. But so he said to us that coffee is something, if it's a crutch, I want you to get rid of it for 30 days. So he said you can have 1 cup, but it didn't matter the size of the cup. It was 1 cup. So Rachel drank her normal big cup, which is about 24 ounces.
So I played supermarket sweep with it.
But you only had 1 a day, and that did cut down her coffee because she was drinking at least 2 pots a day. So you think about that, even if there's a half a carb,
that can't be good for nobody.
A cup of coffee, she was probably hitting 20 carbs a day just in
coffee.
Just in coffee before you looked at anything else. So that is the way he explained it. Now, if you can't do without coffee, do the best you can. That's the wonderful thing about keto, about carnivore, about the proper human diet. You do what works for you.
Yeah.
In the vlog that we had in Kentucky, Chris said it best. He said, your keto is what works for you. If you have an issue with nightshades, jalapeno poppers are not keto for you. Right. They are not part of the proper human diet for you. If you have an issue with chicken breast, then it's not the best thing for you. Some people have issues, some people don't. Some people can't take cheese. Other people can. Some people have an allergy to peanuts. I don't. So do what you can do. And the whole idea is the more you take out, the more successful you're going to be, because it also helps you to not think about anything.
Right.
If you don't have to think about it, it just makes it easier.
And since everybody's together, I think it's important in case you are to see like one of the road back videos, like out of context, we're never against any ingredient. We're just telling you what happened when we ate that particular ingredient. You may have a completely different interaction. It may be completely different for you. We're not saying like this is a good thing or this is a bad thing. We're just showing you what's happening to us.
Right. And even like with the chicken, that doesn't mean we're not eating chicken anymore.
No.
It just means now we know what is going to happen. And we will probably redo the experiment. Today we had turkey. Today I did a rotisserie turkey. So we're going to see how that makes us feel tomorrow. The whole idea is to figure out, okay, hey, what's going on here? So if we were to eat that chicken and then also eat Chalk Zero in the same day, my first assumption is going to be the Chalk Zero is what caused inflammation.
Yeah.
Not having the Chalk Zero with the chicken, now I know it was the chicken.
Right.
And I know some people have messaged, well, you were eating a lot of fat and the chicken wasn't fatty, which is true. But we did have fat during the day. We had fat in our coffee and things like that. But here's the thing. What do I do in the future? If I'm going to eat chicken, when I eat chicken, it's always going to be lean. There's no magical way to have that chicken all of a sudden not be lean.
Especially chicken breasts.
And, it's the same thing with yes, I know pasture-raised chickens might be a little bit better for us. I'm not willing to spend $20 on a pasture-raised chicken, which is what they cost here around us. If we go to Whole Foods, it's like $19 for a pasture-raised chicken. I don't want to pay more money for chicken than I do for beef. I'd rather just go back and eat beef.
Well, don't be looking at my chicken.
So we will.
They're pasture-raised pets.
We're still going to eat chicken, at least now, though we know that if we have some inflammation the next day, okay, it was the chicken. It's a lot of people, when you're a sugar addict, you know what sugar is going to do to you, but you still eat it, right? And then you just pay the consequences later. Monica said, having a difficult time every time I see food triggers a response to eat, and I'm not even hungry. What is the problem? I don't know.
I think this time of year is very difficult. There are certain times of the day that have always been tricky for me. I used to have something like a drink or something on my way home from work. It's weird. My time from work to home would be a hard time for me. Right. And I had to fill it with something else. Well, it's the same thing with, I think, this time of year. This time of year, I am used to unbuttoning my pants and being like, well, whatever is whatever. We'll deal with this in January. Right. So it's very odd, honestly. It feels very odd to me to be in November, this close to Thanksgiving, wearing clothes that I couldn't wear during the summer.
Right.
Usually this is the time where I've done let myself go. Right. So I think it's just, this is a tough time of year.
Yeah.
It just is, because for the 4 years that I had maybe doing keto, right? Like 4 Christmases, I've had 40 Christmases of doing it, making memories, doing it with a lot of sugar in it. Right. So like, that's a lot.
One thing I would say, I'd refer you go watch some of Dr. Cyrus's videos where he talks about using a bridge. So if you know you're not hungry when you get that trigger, do something else. Have a sip of coffee, or even a diet soda or some sparkling water. Do something that will kind of take your mind off of it. If you're new, I don't know where you are in your journey, I will say it does go away. I mean, I'm not going to say it completely goes away, but it does subside a little bit. Excuse me. Defense Wiz wants to know, Joe, what did you think of the ending of Wentworth? I have not seen it. I was so confused. Is the last season part of last year's? Because when I keep getting this notification, there's new episodes of Wentworth, but when I log on, it still says 2000 and it still says season 8. So did they do like one of those things that you have with, Game of Thrones, where here's 10 episodes and then we're going to give you the other 10 episodes in 6 months? Because I haven't watched it yet, but I do have a bunch. No, Wentworth is on Netflix.
Yeah, I know, but like it is, but usually it's a year behind.
No, this is awesome. The way, if you don't know what Wentworth is, it is an amazing prison drama that comes from, I want to say it's Australia or it's New Zealand, one of those countries. I feel like it's
New Zealand,
but whatever. It's a really, really good show. Well written, very interesting. Not a lot of dirty stuff in it, which is what I really like about it.
One of the best villains.
Has an awesome villain. But so the way they did it there was it airs there, and then after the last episode airs, it becomes available on Netflix in the United States.
Very nice.
So they get to see it first. And then when it's done airing, then we get to see it.
We have been watching like the Rock movies. Apparently this is the week for it. We watched Jungle Cruise. I really liked it. And then we watched the one that was Red Notice. Mm-hmm. It's on Netflix.
That was really good.
With Ryan Reynolds.
And lots of like hokey jokes, but funny.
And very hokey jokes.
Yeah.
But like, I love that.
Heath said, we killed cable as well. We only watch YouTube and download what I want to see. When we switched to fiber internet, we got HBO Max for free.
How nice.
Yeah, I think we do HBO because we get it for free through our little hotspot for Cricket. But other than that, we'll on and off on Showtime, and we do Netflix, and then we do the Korean drama channel.
We've got a good joke from Carrie. A pumpkin pie won a beauty contest. It was absolutely gorgeous. I love it.
Defense Wizard, did you do that while making the key? Oh, the Kobe.
She was making some Kobe burgers.
Yep. Shauna said, my sleep is so bad. Trying to get back to the good sleep been so long.
I definitely sleep better after this challenge. Like, I don't know what all I was adding. I mean, I guess we'll probably find out as we reincorporate stuff that there may be some ingredients that like keep me wide awake, but we have still been sleeping really, really good. Yeah. And I'm super thankful for it.
Karen said, I'm working on my husband to drop cable. $130 a month, expensive when all you is a few shows. Right? I mostly watch YouTube videos, vlogs, and movies. Same. Honestly, like we resisted dropping cable for so long because I liked shows like Blacklist and stuff like that. I don't miss it. I mean, first of all, we don't even have time to watch television anyway, but I just don't miss it. People ask me like, what do you do for news? I turn on Facebook, and if everybody's jabbering about something, then I'm like, go look it up.
Right, exactly.
Other than that, like even the news is 90% bad or people bashing each other, and I don't need to see any of that stuff.
I can't handle
I try to stay as positive as possible.
Yeah, and it means like being very selective about what you focus on.
Yeah. Dave said, I think we're around $260 a month for everything.
Wow.
It's gotten ridiculous. Lisa said, my body almost always wakes up around the same time every morning unless I've gotten enough sleep, which I haven't the past few days because my son is getting off of late from work.
You're such an awesome mom, though, Lisa. You're incredible.
Renee said, I'm still so tired and sleepy lately with the time change. Getting dark as I drive home now puts my brain in blab mode, which is one of the reasons I'm against it. And they say it does take up to a month to recover from it. And this time of the year, especially when you lose the hour, they say productivity goes down at work. You know, you have people who are driving tired because now they're missing that hour of sleep. And again, it takes 2 weeks to a month for us to get over it. I have
some night vision issues. I don't like to drive at night already. So now it's like when it's turning dark and it's like 6 o'clock, you can not avoid it.
Frankie Cook said, I have a furry little alarm clock. He wakes us up at about 4 a.m. every morning.
He absolutely knows what time you need to get up, right? Our cat is like that too.
Draco's wife said, my husband and I are celebrating 18 years of marriage on Monday. We brought for us the 22-inch Kamado Joe. You're going to love it. Go check out Smoking Dad Barbecue.
Yes.
We're actually working on trying to have him come on because he has done keto and he said he's getting ready to do it again. But if you want knowledge on how to use that thing, he is amazing. He makes it super simple. Within a couple of weeks, you're going to be a pro at it. I mean, we did a rotisserie turkey today, and I was able to manage that flame. I felt like a true pit master.
Look at you.
Because, you know, I'm so spoiled by a pellet grill. It's like literally set it and forget it. Like you dial the temperature, press the start button, it maintains everything.
Don't
it gives
you
more
still
pellets.
Hear that in Ron Papil's voice?
Yes. Set it and forget it. But the Kamado Joe, it's all about vents, and you have to have the top vent and the bottom vent. But once you master that, like I was so impressed that I was able to maintain a 350 degree temperature the entire cook. It never went up.
Good job.
But it just takes a little bit of, learning curve.
It was interesting to have probably the first turkey outside of like turkey lunch meat in a year. Why do we only eat turkey like Thanksgiving time? I know Maitreya had said that that's like a favorite protein source of hers. And like, she doesn't mind, like having it often, but we just don't reach for it. It's very inexpensive.
Right.
Like it's nice. Like people talk about, is keto affordable? There was somebody in the premiere that was like, I can't afford to go keto. I know they were just trolling a bit, but I mean, 89 cents a pound. Like, I don't even think you could eat beans for 89 cents a pound.
Well, somebody else had said something in one of the comments, and they said, I can't afford to do BBB. You can eat BBBE for less than $5 a day.
Yeah.
So
we just tried to show you variety.
You can get a pound of ground beef for generally $3 to $4 a pound. And so you can eat a pound of ground beef and then a bunch of eggs. That's $5 a day. And it's more than enough food.
Pack of bacon.
It's
hot dogs.
Somebody had actually commented, like, do you realize how much beef you're getting with a whole cow? And I did. We're going to have about 300 pounds of beef. But
Brace yourself, Effie.
That won't last us that long if we continue eating beef the way we eat it.
Right.
Because when we eat beef, we each eat 1 to 2 pounds for the day.
Don't you come for me.
So if you figure an average of 3 pounds a day for beef, that's only about 100 days worth of beef.
Yeah.
It's not as much as, like, it sounds like a lot.
Yes.
But it's really not over the course of a year. Synergy said, eating so healthy makes everything better. I have a Halo fitness tracker and it says it took me 0 minutes to fall asleep last night. Confirmation I'm sleeping better.
That is incredible.
Carrie said, I cut down my carbs a lot with BBBE. I found a way to get collagen in me. Coarse organic chicken legs and chicken gizzards.
Man, my mom loves her some chicken gizzards.
I learned something today. So we had the gizzards and the heart and stuff from the turkey that we made. And I was like, I don't want this. And there's no way I don't have any place to hide it for Rachel.
There's nowhere to hide it.
So
where do I put
tried to give it to the chickens.
Where's this neck going?
And you will be happy to know, even the chickens wouldn't eat it. Now, Tabitha gobbled it up.
Of course. But like, yeah, they don't want it.
They wouldn't touch it. I put it down.
Chickens have been trained.
They literally put it in their beak and then dropped it and ran away.
Which is honestly hysterical because they are garbage disposals.
Yeah.
There is nothing in this house that has to go to waste because the chickens will eat any. They're velociraptors.
We actually have all the turkey bones left, the carcass left. And a lot of times I would make bone broth with that, but I have a lot of bone broth, so I don't need to make any more right now. So I actually have it in the refrigerator. I stripped all the meat off I have in the refrigerator, and I'm giving that to the chickens tomorrow. And
they love that.
They will peck that thing clean.
They love like a project. It's the same thing. Like we will divide a pumpkin or squash and or a watermelon or anything that you're going to give them and just open it up. And they like the challenge of like picking out every little thing.
Yeah. Brian said, question, where do you get or how do you make the bread that you're eating with BBBE? It is the Maria Emmerich protein sparing modified fast. It's called Maria. It's a Wonder Bread, except for I don't add allulose. And we talked to her when we were in Omaha and she said, you don't need to add the allulose, which we don't, and we like it. Now lately we also, when we follow that recipe, we add egg yolks back into it. And so, but basically it's just egg whites. That's all it is. I do it the old-fashioned method because I'm cheap and I don't want to use more of the egg white powder, which is kind of expensive.
It's kind of expensive.
So it's a dozen eggs, but only a dozen egg whites, and you beat them up with a little bit of cream of tartar, which is just potassium, and then you add in some egg white powder, which is just literally powdered egg whites, and it makes that bread. Some people like it, some people don't. We've been so far away from bread. I really enjoy it.
It's a treat to us.
We started adding some egg yolks back in, and I like the texture better with that. Now, Indigo Nally actually has a video, or she's using powdered whole eggs. So she uses the egg white powder and powdered whole eggs, which is fine. It's pretty much the same thing that we're already doing. She's just buying powdered whole eggs.
And I'm
just actually using the egg yolks to not completely waste them. And then the rest we can make hollandaise sauce with. Let's see. Becky said they need to lower that price to about 120.
Well, I did see Dave was talking about how QVC has the creamy on sale and they're having a really good deal on with the containers.
Yeah, they don't have a sale on the creamy itself, but again, Sam's Club is supposed to have it for $139 for Black Friday. Matreya said, I want ice creamy. Yeah, because her creamy broke.
No.
They're sending her a new one, but she's got to wait 10 days for it.
That is too long to wait. That is, they don't understand. They don't understand like how much we love it.
Oh, Dave said the ice cream, creamy at QVC does come with 4 containers, so there's that. So that is an extra $40.
Look for bundles because the bundles may save you a tremendous amount of money, especially if it is a bundle where you need the items. Like sometimes QVC can be guilty of like adding on like bundle stuff like to their electronics that you don't really need,
especially computers, because they're not allowed to sell stuff cheaper, like Apple products or
this works.
A Sony PlayStation. Everybody has to sell for the same price, so the only way they can get you to buy it from them is they add stuff in, like here's a free controller or here's a free game.
Fluffy slippers.
I like with MacBooks, they'll say like you're going to get a case and you're going to get a dust cover. It's all garbage you don't need.
Right. But the creamy containers you do need.
Yes.
So that is a good thing.
Because like, I think, how many do we have? I think we have.
An inappropriate amount, Joe.
I think we have.
Inappropriate amount.
We have 9, 10, 11 of them. And what we do is we just have a whole bunch of ice creams frozen. And now I would like to have a creamy right after this live stream. Just pull one out and it's ready to go. So you definitely want to have some extra ones.
Like that.
Monica said, try the hard-boiled egg pudding by Maria Emmerich. It is surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah, it works good. And for the first time we did try it with scrambled eggs. I like it better with scrambled eggs.
Works great.
Number one, I don't have to make hard-boiled eggs. I don't have to peel hard-boiled eggs. And there's no sulfur smell.
No fartiness.
So now when you do it with when you do it with scrambled eggs, don't overcook them. Leave them a little wet. Simply Affordable Keto said, one of my company's store's water account was signed up by someone 15 years ago and used her personal email. We no longer know the password and the city is all, well, there's nothing we can do.
Oh my gracious. Well, we need water and we don't have the password. So yeah, we need to like get together on this.
Lisa said, what do you guys think? Outback or Red Lobster for dinner? And we're wanting to go someplace different to go. Outback.
That's a good idea,
Although both of them would be, like, I probably couldn't do either one, honestly. I especially couldn't do Red Lobster because of the biscuits.
Oh, you mean to avoid certain things because they're so delicious?
Yeah, I don't avoid many things. Like, I'm past that. But there are certain things like those Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Well, she's talking about to go, which gives you the best way because you're like, I'm not even in there surrounded by other people at tables that are eating it. So
Keith wants to know if we're doing another viewer Christmas tree.
Yeah.
We are?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we will have our Christmas tree up and you guys will see, we only decorate our Christmas tree with Christmas ornaments that you guys have sent. And because we're celebrating different victories. So it's kind of funny too, because they all represent different things. Sometimes you'll see things like bacon. And then sometimes you'll see things like an EpiPen because like people have celebrated something amazing has, gone on. And they if you send it to us, we will put it on that tree.
Shelly said, could we please mention the Elfster gift exchange? Yes. So Shelly, Pete's wife, Shelly from the Hungry Horde.
The warden.
She has arranging an Elfster gift exchange. Yay. She did it last year as well for the Two Crazy Ketos family. So you can go over to the Facebook group. We also created a room on
Discord.
So if you're interested in that, you can hit up Shelly, the warden, and she can let you know more about that.
It is so much fun. There's no pressure to join. It's just kind of nice that like, if you would like to do a gift exchange, especially like, we don't have a lot of, people that we exchange gifts with. It's nice to have like a surprise come in the mail, right? Like, I think that's it's super fun. And I like buying for people, where, sometimes you're buying for the same people. Like I know what my boys want, but like sometimes like in the Elfster gift exchange, like I'll get a girl.
Right.
And I'm like, ooh, I get to buy like fancy girly things.
Leanne said, I heard the reason why we keep daylight savings time is so the kids don't have to go to school in the dark or get home in the dark.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, there's so many things on it, but the biggest thing the government now says is that it stops crime, which it stops crime and stops accidents, but it also causes accidents at the same time. So I don't know. I just think it's time to get rid of it. I just realized, let's make sure we mention now. We will mention again on Keto on the Couch. Next week's live stream will be on Wednesday. Instead of Thursday. I know that we'll probably be competing with some other live streams, but we're not live streaming on Thanksgiving. We want to go spend time with John Paul and Michelle and the rest of the family.
It's our oldest son's 25th birthday.
His birthday happens to fall on Thanksgiving. So yeah, we will be there. So we will not be live streaming next Thursday. We're going to do it on Wednesday instead. We want to make sure you still get a live stream. It's just it won't be on Thursday.
And a share. So I'm very excited and I'd love to know what would be your tips for hostess gift. And also what is something that you think first time Thanksgiving hostesses or hosts should know going into Thanksgiving, because this is their first Thanksgiving.
Right.
And we're wanting to make, and she was like, I did the rest of my shopping yesterday. I'm so nervous. I'm afraid I'll forget something. And I told her, like, let us know because we can grab stuff on our drive up. You always forget
an hour and a half drive.
There's always one more stick of butter you need. There's always something that you forget. So what do you think makes a good host or hostess gift for us to bring? And then also, what do you think is a good tip for somebody who is hosting Thanksgiving for the first time?
Yeah. Blaine said, if I can get one on Black Friday prices, I would love, a creamy.
Yeah.
Maitreya said she chooses Outback because she loves their steak. Okay. Weequin said, I went to Dave's site and I used his cholesterol ratio to check my cholesterol. Sure made me feel better afterwards because my LDL is very high, but everything else is good.
That's awesome.
And we spent a lot of time talking about that yesterday. And there's a lot of factors, especially when you look at low carb. And so when you look on there, there is like a lean mass hyperresponder, that which is us, where you have high LDL, but very low triglycerides, high HDL, and all of the other markers are really low. And there's, and he was like, he can't speak to, definitely about things. He's like, but the more research, they're researching the whole idea of lean mass hyperresponders. And he's like, everything looks really promising and really good when it comes to that, because when you start researching this stuff, even though the LDL is high, and that's the whole thing is, it used to be if you had an LDL over like 130, that was high, and now they've lowered it to 70.
Right.
But they're also not looking at all of the other things that in all of the studies, when somebody has very low triglycerides and a high HDL, even with really high LDL, they have a lower risk of cardiovascular disease. And at least that's what all of the studies are indicating, but it's taking a long time for doctors to kind of jump onto that. So he's doing a lot of research and following through, and they have a bunch of doctors working together on this kind of stuff. But it's really fascinating, but at the same time, it can be a little confusing. All I can go by is how I feel. I feel better now than when I was 20. I have perfect blood pressure. Is my overall total cholesterol high? Yes. Is my LDL high? Yes. But my fasting insulin is low. My fasting glucose is low. Our C-peptides are way, way down, like we're no inflammation. So all of our other markers are good. And so that's why I don't worry about my cholesterol. 50 Shades of Gravy said, I haven't had a chance to read up yet. Explain how Elfster works.
You basically put your name in, and like they pull from that pot and just assign you a person that's also signed up for Elfster, and you are their secret Santa, basically. Right. So they're giving you an idea of gifts. Like when you fill out your Elfster, you're telling like what are some gifts that you would like, and then they'll give you some recommendations of things they would like.
Karen said, I look forward to 12 days of Christmas with everybody. Carrie said, you need to try organic tomatoes. You have the same result with that as well, because my mom grows her own tomatoes, and they make their own like soil, fertilizer. Yeah. My sister has a worm farm.
Trust me, I've had 45 years and a love of tomatoes to work on this.
Right Family said, I'm cooking for non-keto people. Is it mean if I buy already made desserts? No.
No.
Why not? Maitreya said, since it's in the chat, would it be okay if a moderator posts the gift exchange link
absolutely.
Here? Absolutely. So Becky can put that up. I don't know what other moderators are in here right now. Rand can cook. Well, Shauna.
Right Family.
Shauna,
Lynette.
Right Family. So yeah, any of the moderators can put that in there. Pam said, Rachel, do you take the seeds out of your tomatoes?
I have done that before. And still have an issue.
22 QCat wants to know what you are drinking.
Oh, I'm coffee. I don't know if you put any, like you definitely put like a little
tablespoon of butter.
Yeah, between the two of us.
Mm-hmm. Claire said, another reason is scale is the devil. I went to my endo appointment and she was like, you must be losing again. I had to say no. I've been on the same weight for over a year now, but my body is still getting smaller.
Isn't that fascinating? I mean, it's hard to step away. It's funny, even the doctors are attached to the scale, but it's not telling you the whole story, right? Like me getting on the scale in the doctor's appointment, like, is that telling the doctor the whole thing?
Yeah.
Right? And you're not even getting a monthly weigh-in from me. You're getting a one-time doctor's visit if I happen to be in. That's when you get it.
Right. Hoofin said, I take lysine faithfully, have for over 30 years. I used to get fever blisters every few months, and someone suggested take lysine for the sores.
Oh, wow. Because it is painful.
Joe Ray said, you guys are doing a keto Thanksgiving, right? What are you making? So we are not actually making Thanksgiving this year. We're going to John Paul and Michelle's, our son, and but they know how we eat, and they will make sure they have stuff that we can eat. And listen, I eat meat. Give me any meat, all the meat. That's what I want.
Do you know how sweet they are?
We may bring a sweet potato casserole, which is not really sweet potatoes, but it tastes really good.
Yeah, that's the Keto Connect one.
Keto Connect one. If you like sweet potato casserole,
it's really good.
Theirs is really,
but
really
even
good.
At their wedding, they had special keto desserts for mom and dad.
Yeah, they went out and got us like keto cupcakes so we can partake in the thing,
like the cake cutting and stuff.
Now, with the rest of the family, you know, whenever we've done Thanksgiving, since everybody pretty much in the family is now keto, other than the boys. It's just eat a lot of meat. We eat steaks, and you know we'll buy ribeyes, and we'll do a bunch of roasts and things like that. And then for the kids, there's some stuff there for them, but everybody else is just eating a whole bunch of meat or like keto friendly vegetables.
My
things like that.
mom is interested in doing a roast.
Yep.
Because she's like, nobody wants turkey. Right. like they just didn't. And there is a request from John to bring a pork belly for us to do like a brisket.
We can do a pork belly.
And they have an air fryer, and we love to make pork belly and then slice it up and fry it in the air fryer, and it's delicious.
Jenna said, so, hey, you are both amazing. What an inspiration.
Janice.
I started BBB 1 week ago. I am seriously not hungry, but one time a day. So weird, huh? Starting weight was 327 and current weight is 317.
Way to
Great
go,
job.
Janice.
I do want to say something about BBBE. Although we enjoy it, we do enjoy other stuff other than meat. Clearly, I still love Ketochow. I still plan on having jalapeno poppers. We're just taking our time integrating things back in. I think the first vegetable we're going to do is raw broccoli and make Lynette's broccoli salad.
Yes.
But I enjoy meat, but we are not carnivores, and I have no intention to ever be a true carnivore where I only eat meat and never have anything outside of meat. For me, that's not sustainable. For some people it is. And again, you need to do what's sustainable for you. If sustainability for you includes having keto snacks once in a while, then that's what you need to do. If sustainability for you means you eat a bowl of salad that's 7 cups big, then that's what you need to do. You need to do what's sustainable for you. For me, not eating any vegetables at all, not ever having a keto chow, not ever having some type of piece of keto chocolate or some kind of treat once in a while, that's not sustainable. And if I try to do something that's not sustainable, I'm going to quit.
Well, it's interesting. I don't think we've ever received so much hate either way. So we're getting a lot of like ugly emails that are like, well, if you're just going to talk about meat, I'm done with you. And then we have other people that are like, if you're going to start talking about anything other than meat, I'm done with you. So like, it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of strong feelings about this matter, right? Like it's just a little bit strange. It's like we're just us.
Robin wants to know, how do I become a K22 member? Do you mean a member of a channel member? There should be a link down below. It says join this channel. Let's see. Dave said, just have to figure out one dessert for Thanksgiving. Just go with Ketochow ice cream.
Yeah.
Just go with Ketochow ice cream. So you can do Ketochow ice cream, which I like. You can do Rebel ice cream. There are lots of cheesecakes. We actually have a recipe coming out for a good dessert, which we have to do tomorrow.
Yes, I'm so excited.
So there are a lot of things that you can do. You can just get a bunch of high-key cookies if you want.
We tested the recipe that we're filming tomorrow with my mom, and I knew when she was like, yes, like that it was like, okay, we're at the right level. Because my mom is like super honest with her reviews. She is a tough reviewer. So I knew when she was like, yes, it has arrived, that I was like, all right, good. We're good.
Carrie said, Joe, did you know you can't use beef stew as a password? Apparently it's not stroganoff.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Rachel called me in frantic on Tuesday. She was at the office and I've changed a lot of our passwords.
Yes,
my computer had 1,300 website passwords. I don't know how I've managed that.
How have you done that?
I had 1,300 passwords and I painstakingly went through every one of them with a unique password. You know, the ones that like your Apple device or 1Password suggests where it's like 15 characters long and it's just random symbols and numbers.
There's not enough dollar signs.
No way you're ever remembering them.
No.
Well, some of them are joint passwords, which is one of the reasons I went with the program called 1Password, because they allow you to have a vault that if for example, our YouTube channel, so we both need access to that, you can put the password in that vault. If I change it, it's automatically on her computer. But she doesn't know how to use it.
I do not. So now I'm cut off of every password, everything.
But yeah, it was amazing. I used the same password. This was horrible, but I had the same password for like 400 sites.
Yes.
Like how stupid is that?
Yes. It's
really just like, I never wanted to forget anything. And then I would still forget because I did have about 8 of them that I would kind of randomly use. Which one did I use here?
Right.
I do feel much safer with 1Password, so long as you don't lose that like security key that they give you.
I've been at different jobs where like they require you to like check in employee wise and you have to change your password every like month, like once a month. And I'm like, oh my Lord, I don't know this many versions of it.
Becky said, hey all, I think we made the only family on the planet that never watched any of the Tiger King.
You probably.
I just saw, I think Blaine said he has not seen it either.
I have definitely like killed a bunch of brain cells watching that, but.
Brianna said the nuts in New York City smell so good, but they don't taste nearly as good. They are never worth it. That is so true. The chestnuts were always burnt. I still wanted them.
So I went to Trader Joe's this week because I was looking for an ingredient. And can I just say that they had peeled and ready to go super clean chestnuts. And
they are high in carbs.
I actually passed them by because I thought there's like, this will be too much.
I'm not
like,
well,
I don't want to be upsetting.
If you can do 3 or 4 of them, that's fine. I can't do 3 or 4 chestnuts.
I don't want to treat you to frustration.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just know, like, I know that this is something that my partner likes, but I know that this will be like their undoing. I can treat you in another way. I can find something else that you would enjoy that won't like be upsetting.
Thank you.
To you.
Carol said, "Hey, Rachel and Joe from Melbourne, Australia.
Welcome.
We love watching you every day. Thank you for all you do. Sending loves and hugs."
Thanks so much for being here, Carol.
Nicole said, "Am I crazy for just wanting to give everyone bacon for Christmas?"
You're not crazy.
You can send me bacon
that
all
is a
day long.
perfect gift, in my opinion. We were so excited. Like Christopher Hittapole had actually, for one of our Fear Factor camping like videos, canned bacon.
Yeah.
Okay. I was amazed. First of all, how much bacon they stuck in that can and how tasty it was.
It was actually really good.
It's kind of funny.
Purple Lady said, "I'm so tired. 13 to 14 hour work days in a row and still have to check in again after this, but
I'm
taking a break for
sorry,
2 crazy
Debbie.
ketos."
You're working so hard.
Let's see. I'm trying to get caught. We were so far behind. Kenneth said, "Thanks for reading my comment last Monday. I felt the need to share my story because I've not seen a lot of people talk about going keto after weight loss surgery and hoped I could inspire someone."
Definitely did,
You
Kenneth.
definitely did. And we appreciate that. I mean, and again, that is a topic that Dr. Berry talked about in Kentucky, and just the fact that more and more doctors are just pushing it, and the insurance companies are now kind of like, whatever, go ahead. We're just going to pre-approve everybody. And it's being done without counseling, and we're permanently mutilating our body. And again, it's unfortunate that until we deal with it, same thing on keto, and until we start to deal with our food issues, probably going to gain weight back again. And that's sad to say, but somewhere we have to start dealing with our food issues. We're still dealing with our food issues 4 years into this.
I was chatting with somebody this week who had their gallbladder removed, and they were upset. They just wanted to talk about it. They were like, "I did not even get a second opinion. I literally heard you need to get your gallbladder removed." And I was like, "Okay, let's do it." And that was a major surgery. Mm-hmm. Like, it was treated like it was just a normal thing. Like, you know, you're getting a checkup, you're getting a gallbladder removed. But this was something that was removed from my body. And why did I not at least get, you know, a second opinion, let alone see, is there any other way to handle this?
Yeah. That was another issue Dr. Berry had talked about. The doctors just pull them out, and you can actually fix it if you start to learn what it is. It's because the gallbladder is a muscle, and we just stop using it because we're eating so low fat. And he was like, it wants that. I mean, it was a really interesting talk.
It was.
Juju said, "I'm just putting this out there. Stallbot tomatoes make me ache almost instantly. 1 serving. It takes days of daily consumption of homegrown tomatoes to affect me."
Wow, that's interesting.
And the only thing you get is sores in your mouth.
I get sores all over my mouth, and something that the doctor refers to as geographic tongue. It's literally all of a sudden looks like there's a map.
You'll still eat pizza, like keto pizza, but pizza.
Yeah, I like tomato sauce. I love the taste of it. So, like, yeah.
You just deal with it.
I just deal with it. But if I'm doing something where it's like, okay, it's the night before, like the Christmas Eve sing, I'm not going to be eating tomatoes the day before that because I just know I'm going to be in pain.
Yeah. Synergy said, "I agree until you remove foods, then add them back one at a time. You really don't know if there's any real issues. You will learn a lot." I Create My Life said, "Turkey is great for me. No problems. Unfortunately, Ketochow is causing me problems. I will try again next week."
I love the testing. I am no longer afraid of information because if there's something that doesn't work for me, at least I'm finding that there's stuff that does work for me. Like, I love that. So we don't have to be afraid of information.
Lisa said, "Are we going to do a Christmas card exchange too? If you want to organize that would be awesome."
Well, and I was thinking too, like back to her Red Lobster versus Outback discussion. She's a seafood lover, and like Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you. Wasn't that their commercial?
Yes.
I liked Red
Becky
Lobster.
said, "I'm beginning to think I have a problem with everything except for eggs, bacon, pork, and chicken."
Huh.
Yeah. So everybody is completely different, and that's what we're all unique. Carrie said, my aunt wants fried chicken from the store. She wants the store's fried or baked chicken. I tried to tell her they use bad oils, and then I get the Mars lock. They cook the chicken in soybean oil.
We definitely had trouble with, we used to love us some Winn-Dixie wings, and it was how many you could stuff into the container for a set price. It was like $10 or something, right? For whatever you can fit in the container. Well, this guy can fit New York into Richmond, so like, no problem. Like, challenge accepted. Him and Anthony would come home with like
the bucket. The lid had to close, so we would be in there like with our hand pushing down.
Like, amazing. And
we'd get like 50, 60 wings in there.
Well, and the store manager would be like, go, go, go. Like, it was like a challenge, but we felt like terrible the next day. So it was like, was it a deal? All the inflammation you can enjoy.
David said our Sam's Club has Wagyu hamburger meat. It is also good for breakfast.
Yum. I'd like some.
I need to shave my mustache.
I would love to. Me too. I'm sorry.
Becky said, I think chicken hates
no
me.
Shave
my
November,
nerves
though.
go haywire, and I get weird swelling in my left arm.
That's weird.
Carrie said, if we get the craving, then we can stand on our heads and stack greasy BBs.
Okay.
Caboodle said, I made the Chef Taffy chicken cordon bleu soup tonight with the savory chicken soup Ketochow. It is really good.
Is there anything that Chef Taffy cannot make?
She is amazing.
Delicious. Like, that woman is brilliant.
Okay. So Defense was said it's season 8, part 2. That explains why I started watching one and I'm like, I haven't seen this. So what I need to do is go back and watch like the last 2 episodes of before that so that I can remember where we're at, because I don't remember where we're at.
I'm sorry, I can't help you because I'm already starting to move my attention to the holiday movies. Is anybody else binge watching like Hallmark type movies? I've been watching so much like selling the family farm during Christmas and like meeting a stranger lumberjack. Like, it's been all of those movies.
Faye said, I'm in shock right now. I didn't know there's carbs in coffee. I drink a whole 12-cup pot every day.
2 and 2 over here.
And again, is it the worst thing to drink?
No.
But again, if you're drinking 2 pots a day and you were like, I can't live without it, and then when you do go a month without it, the first 5 days were like unbearable to live with. Yeah, take a break a little bit.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Gravy said, never watch Wentworth. You would like it. Again, if you like something with suspense and like, oh my gosh, where it gets to an end of the episode, I'm like, I have to watch the next episode right now.
It's a binge worthy.
And the villain is amazing in it. I mean, it is a really good, well-written show.
Evil. Like, it's the fruits of the devil. Evil. Anybody know where that line from the movie is from?
Juju said Red Notice was super predictable, but that's why
I loved it. It was like if you watched whatever the Fast and the Furious movies where you had Ryan Reynolds and The Rock in that one, where Ryan Reynolds was acting like he's besties with The Rock, and The Rock was like, stop acting like we're friends, we're not friends. Like, they just have really good banter. I love movies where there's great banter. You know who they remind me of is Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone in Tango and Cash. Like, it's oddballs together. Like, you would never see them together, and yet they're working well together. Yeah. That kind of thing.
Jerry said Jungle Book, watched it on Sunday, was more like The Mummy meets Pirates of the Caribbean.
So true.
Didn't seem too original, but I think it was
cute and fun.
I think he's talking about Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, no, I agree though.
I was gonna say if he's talking about Jungle Cruise, he nailed. So here's the thing: when Jungle Cruise, when they had the premiere up where you could watch it, and they're like, oh, you can watch it on the Disney Channel and pay $30. I was like,
wait till it's free.
Not. We watched the preview of that, and I was like, doesn't look that good. But we did watch it a couple of nights ago. That's what started our rock binge.
Cute.
And we're like, that was pretty good. I was really surprised by it.
Carrie would love it. It's all dad jokes.
I think it's all, if you like the Jungle Cruise in Disney, it's just filled with it.
It is.
But he's right. It was The Mummy meets Pirates of the Caribbean. It was absolutely perfect explanation of that movie. Lisa said, we don't have cable either. I don't think it's worth it. Never find anything worthwhile to watch. Plus, don't watch TV that much. I mostly watch YouTube.
I did find that I was just like, what else is on? I basically had cable so that I could keep flipping and be like, wow, 200. I don't think I'm going to watch this. I'll see you around the horn if there's nothing else that's better. But like, you're just hunting. What's the next thing? The only thing that usually grabs my attention is National Geographic. And then I also spend a lot of time being like, please don't let Shawshank Redemption be on, because if Joe sees it, that's it. We're going to have to watch Shawshank Redemption again.
Mary's got a good question. Do you guys think that people who are now keto can do the BBB challenge and have success?
Yeah,
As we
absolutely.
people keto are fat adapted and can adapt to the faster the fat.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. You will adapt to it very, very quickly. Your body craves the meat and the protein.
That would be like the most cold turkey keto, but like you'd be like jumping with both legs. And I mean, people are always asking like, how would I do like a January challenge or something? BBB and E.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
I mean, and again, I know we keep referring back to that day 3 vlog from Kentucky, but even there, Dr. Berry said it perfectly. Your body needs fat and protein. It does not need any carbs. There is no such thing as an essential carb. Your body needs 0 carbs. It doesn't need them.
Can we talk about wants?
It may want it, but it won't need it. Your body does need a little bit of glucose, but here's the amazing thing about our body. It makes it when you need it. And that's something that Dave and I were talking about, of why do some people who have been on keto for a long time, why do they have a slightly elevated glucose sometimes when they've been doing this for a while? And he talked about it being like a buffet, the body making sure it's there. It's not the same as a diabetic. When I say elevated, I mean like maybe instead of being in the 70s or 80s where you think, you could have a resting glucose around 90. And the same thing, he's got some unique thoughts, even when it comes to, your body making glucose in the middle of the night, that sometimes it's just going to hold on to it because it knows, hey, I'm going to need it and I need to have this in reserve.
Joe's going to have to get up to pee.
He's thinking like if you get woken up by a saber-toothed tiger, you want to make sure you have some energy there to get moving.
Speaking of saber-toothed tigers, what is going on with Roscoe? What is happening with our cat?
He's very lovey right now.
Our cat is like insane and wants to sleep on my face at this point. Like, I don't know what's going on. Usually this is a cold weather situation.
Idaho Jesse said, sparkling water was a game changer for me. Got off soda and eventually all sweeteners. Keeps my mouth busy to successfully fast or go between meals. Yeah, because the bubbles are awesome.
Dr. Barry and Nisha had a great thing about weaning off of soda.
Yeah. Sabrina said it was a really strange feeling to see the scale go down instead of during the holidays, the first 2 years of getting to my goal weight. Another non-scale victory for eating the proper human diet.
Isn't that true? Like usually I'm looking for toss pillows during the holidays, right? Because everybody wants to take a picture and you're like, I need to have one in my lap though, because I need to obstruct the rest of my body. That's what I'm looking for. Where's the toss pillows?
Dalva said, has anybody tried to make the egg pudding with dried whole egg powder instead of hard-boiled eggs? I haven't. You would have to add more water.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, you need water to rehydrate the eggs. Speaking of which, we've mentioned it on the vlog. We've gotten a lot of messages. Have you tried Indigo Nally's recipe? We have not, for 2 reasons. Number one, it's pretty much the same thing we're already doing, adding egg yolks. We're just not using powdered egg yolks. Second, I do plan on actually trying it with the dried powdered whole eggs. But good luck finding them on Amazon right now. It looks like the middle to end of December for most of the links that I saw. I did order some directly from Julian, but again, I think it's going to take a couple weeks to get them.
It's exciting that must mean everybody's trying it. Yeah. Everybody's eating good.
Nor Caldenus said, just subscribe to Joe Smoking Dad Barbecue. And you can use anything he's doing on a barbecue. You can do it without the Kamado gel.
Yeah.
That's the way he likes to cook, but like the recipes and stuff.
Use your grill.
You can use your own grill. Juju said 300 pounds. Are you sure? Our quarter was 153 pounds. So I'm going by what she told me and everything that I've researched. So they said the hanging weight of the cow is, if I remember right, that's what we're paying. We're paying by hanging weight was going to be about 800 pounds. And she said we're going to get 300 to 400 pounds of meat. Let's see. Angela said, could the food that was inhibiting your sleep be the 2 pots of coffee that you were drinking?
I'm sure that did not help my sleeping situation.
Well, the only thing is that you could drink coffee at 2 o'clock in the morning and fall right to sleep.
But I'm sure it can't be good for my body to have that much caffeine. I know in my brain that that's not normal, but
Right Family said, please play for Chris's mom. She's having a bone marrow biopsy in the morning. Let's see. Amanda said, that's weird. When I was butchering my meat chickens, the laying hens gathered around and grabbed all the innards, and I would toss at them like ravenous wolves.
Wow.
Ours would not touch it. I was so shocked.
I'm really surprised. Very surprised.
Carmen said, can you consume too much Ketochow electrolytes during the day? Can you? Yes. Will you? Probably not.
Yeah, your body will be like, no, too much.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's impossible to overdo electrolytes on keto, but you would have to really consume a lot. You could consume too much sodium, but even there, a lot of the studies, if you read the book, The Salt Fix, if you're left to your own device and just salting your food the way you want it to taste and not paying attention to how much you're adding, pretty much everybody falls in at 3,500 to 4,500 milligrams. That's where we fall.
It just seems like that sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
From past.
Carol said, I put the innards in my stuffing.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea. That's where he'd have to hide it.
Yeah. Monica said, watch Indigo Nelly for recipes for the Maria Emmerich bread with powder egg yolks as the best.
Try it with just your regular egg yolks.
Yeah.
And just see.
Jeannie said, stack my coupons at Kohl's and got 8 containers for $40.
Way to go, Jeannie. You got to teach us. That is brilliant. I love hearing about everybody's way of getting savings. What are you looking for when it comes to the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, this type of season? You know what I'm on the hunt for? I need a new paper planner. And last year we did the Erin Condren. And I got to say, I don't want that one this year because it was a 6 month and a 6 month. And I found in June when it was time for the next.
They have a year that we can get it as a full year.
I need the full year, but does anybody else have a planner they really like? Because last year was the first time that we ever bought a fancy pants one. So if you guys have a recommendation that's another one I should take a look at, I want to look at it.
Tammy said, I made the egg white bread today for the first time. It is so dry, and the only way to swallow is with a drink of water. What did I do wrong? Probably nothing. It is a little dry, especially the crust. We generally use it just mopping up egg yolks or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shauna wants to know, are we trying to get the PlayStation 5 this year? I still haven't gotten the PlayStation 5. It's still sold out everywhere. I did get one. B&H Photo, which is where we buy a lot of our camera gear. They had sent me a message a few months ago and said, hey, I have one. Do you still want one? I said, yes, I got it. And we actually let Caleb buy it.
Yeah.
Instead of me
Caleb
getting one, Caleb wanted one. So we let him purchase the one that I could have had.
So
I don't really have time. I need to make time because that is a good way for me to relax.
You need
while still screaming at the television. So I can get my frustration out. But I didn't even buy Call of Duty this year. The first time in 12 years that I haven't bought Call of Duty.
Aww.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, I haven't seen much frustration from you.
No.
Are you channeling it someplace else?
No. 50 Shades of Gravy said, I bought the super high-speed Samsung charger for my new iPhone. Despite AT&T telling me it won't work, it charges at a higher speed than the Apple one. It's supposed to be for the 13 Pro Max.
Just try it. You could always return it if it didn't work. I'm glad it worked. Somebody said, could you use any protein powder to make a creamy? Anything that you freeze into those containers, you can turn into a creamy. Absolutely. You just freeze it, and you can make it ice cream consistency. Because all it's doing is it's taking whatever you freeze and then making the consistency different by continuing to what is it? A metal ceiling fan in there.
Rhonda said, Indigo Nelly's bread is delicious. There is a noticeable difference in the texture between adding actual egg yolks opposed to adding the whole egg powder or yolk powder.
Good job.
Yeah, we're going to try it. It's just right now you can't get the whole egg yolk. But again, for me, sometimes that's I know Maria made the recipe now where you don't even need egg whites. I don't have a desire to do that. I don't mind separating the eggs, and it's a lot cheaper. I mean, the egg white powder, it's $59 for a 3-pound bag.
Right.
I can get a dozen eggs
Ketochow
for $1.29. So I would much rather do that and then do something with the yolks and spend a lot less money on it.
Yeah.
Then I can buy more appliances.
See, the money is always someplace else.
Yeah, it's what do you value?
Right.
You know, some people want to go out to eat a lot. I'd rather spend money on more food for the house or an appliance for me to make it myself. I find there's very few places that can make a steak as good as I like it. You know, we'll go to some place like Texas Roadhouse and get prime rib if we have a gift card. And that's only because it's cheaper than me buying a prime rib.
Now is the time, though, to buy restaurant gift cards, even if you do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to get, like, a lot of them have, like, a bonus gift card. So, like, we bought some Texas de Brazil ones. Yep. And then you get, like, a $25.
Yeah, it's like if you bought a $100 gift card, they give you a $25 gift card, I think it was.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Yeah. Good Living said, boil the chicken gizzards until they're tender, then toss them in an egg. Roll them in pork rind powder, shallow fry them in bacon fat.
Oh my gosh. You're talking my mom's love language right now. She would totally love that.
Lynette said, although if you can pass on the biscuits, Red Lobster has awesome shrimp scampi and bacon wrapped scallops.
I used to love but I think they've done it differently. Remember when they had like shrimp, like as much as you could eat, all you could eat shrimp? I don't know if they've changed that. It used to be that the shrimp scampi was a part of that.
Yeah. Let's see. Somebody said, I understand Chris makes it with scrambled eggs. Yeah, that's where I got the idea from.
I love how Shauna says, how does it stop crime when it's dark at 4:30? Because, you know, all of the crime is like, it's an early bird special now. You got to get all your crime in by noon, or like, why bother? Just wait till tomorrow.
Yep. Juju said, Thanksgiving is not a time to try a new recipe. Try it now ahead of time. That's exactly what we were doing.
Yeah.
Keto couple wants to know, how long we've been married? Almost 15 years?
Yeah.
I don't know. I lose track. I feel like we've been married forever.
Forever, and also just like that.
Yeah. So I think we're going into 15 years.
You're a cute keto couple.
Simply Affordable said, my grandmother complained so much about DST, so we just stopped changing her clocks and lied about appointment times.
Oh my gracious. Well, we have still, like, there's a big one in our office.
Oh, Miriam is here.
Hi, Miriam. That we have not changed. And so one of the ladies I work with jumped up because she had to go pick up her kids from school at a certain time. And then thought, oh my gosh, like this day has just flown by, and then looked at her watch and was like, dang it, I almost showed up to the school an hour before I needed to because we haven't changed the clock here.
Sherry said a nice apron would be a good hostess gift.
Oh,
I always use an apron when I cook because I tend to be messy.
I like that idea. That's a good one.
Brianna said, tip, check in advance to be sure your oven works properly. One year, our turkey was done at midnight because the oven barely got hot.
No.
The kids were all sound asleep when we ate dinner.
Oh, wow. That is such great advice. I feel like that is those type of thoughts are waking up our daughter at night right now, because it's like, you're thinking, oh my goodness, like this many sleeps until Thanksgiving. Like, do I have everything done? And like the thought of, what if the oven breaks randomly? What am I going to do then?
Gigi said, I'm currently at 205. Ortho says, I only want to see you lose 15 to 20 pounds. Not all doctors are obsessed with the scale.
So
he looked at my body shape and how I carry weight.
That is awesome.
I want to get to the end because we've been on an hour. I can't believe we've been on an hour and 15 minutes already.
I've had such a good time tonight.
Yeah. Brian said, are ready to get the cauliflower mash out of our lives. Can we properly give thanks while eating cauliflower?
Hey, Chris.
Fat Unicorn said, I make the turkey on Wednesday, carve it and cover it with drippings, warm it the next day. Leftovers are better anyway, and it makes it easier on me.
That is so smart. I am not opposed to like making stuff ahead of time. I am a super fan of all things casserole before a holiday, because then you just like warm it up the next day and you're done. And a lot of things like, because again, you can have meat layer lasagna for Thanksgiving.
That's right.
It's not like, you know,
doesn't have to be turkey.
The Thanksgiving police aren't going to show up and be like, I'm sorry, this is the wrong protein for this holiday. Like, get out of here. Chris
said, I finally got a full pork belly today. Going to smoke it like a brisket.
Smoke it like it's hot.
It is so amazing. Purple Lady said, my cholesterol is high, 417, and LDL 310, but HDL is 101, triglycerides 63. Wow. So Dave Feldman's chart tells me low risk. Doctor wants me on statins, but no way.
I just love seeing the
That's
research.
Similar to Rachel's numbers.
Don't you love seeing that there's somebody that is is really brought the researcher spirit into this space. They're not concerned with skewing the numbers. They're not funded by some big food company that's like, hey, we need the numbers to like look like this at the end of it. Like, I love this true scientific pioneer spirit that Dave Feldman is bringing to this space. It's awesome.
Sherry said, I'm very interested in your lab results. Did I miss the video where you discussed them? No, we are filming it tomorrow. We are waiting to talk to Dave. I was supposed to talk to Dave last week, and I forgot about our appointment. So I talked to him on Tuesday, and we're going to film it tomorrow. Probably come out on Saturday or Sunday. Synergy said, Joe, I like to leave the labels off my diet. I don't eat many vegetables, but I had green beans out at work today. Luncheon today, no guilt, nothing. It was a choice I made, just like Ketochow and coffee. That's how I feel.
Yes, absolutely.
Sherry said, I'm making Maria's crustless pecan pie for Thanksgiving for the keto folks, and Sherry's sweet potato pie for all those that love it. It's my nephew's favorite.
How nice. I love seeing what everybody makes for
No
Thanksgiving.
Tiger King for me.
Everybody's like, no Tiger King. Oh no, Kara says I reintroduced broccoli yesterday. Scroll up one more. And she had oh man, my belly wasn't happy. I'm excited about coleslaw. Like I miss coleslaw. I think it was Shauna was mentioning coleslaw today, and I was like, man, I want some coleslaw. But like, I know that cooked cabbage didn't like me before all this.
Right.
Like it was especially like obviously at like St. Patrick's Day, we always had like corned beef and cabbage, and we still do to this day. And it's like all of our neighbors suddenly are like, I gotta go. I can't live near you guys.
Chris said I watched the pitch meeting for Tiger King, called it good. No need to watch it. You just want to watch disaster.
I'm sure it's terrible.
It's kind of like, the people who like when they see an accident, they have to slow down.
Diane, I love you so much. Love watching Rachel eat. So good to see what a beautiful woman eat with gusto, with no shame. Thank you, because we get so many like, Rachel is disgusting and should stop calling herself a Christian because she has a gluttony issue. Like some people really hate seeing me eat, which sorry, not sorry.
Rhonda said, we have so many apps that require constant password changes. I just use consecutive number behind it each time. If it was a back 1, next time change it to a back 2, a back 3, and so on.
Serious.
Yeah, I am enjoying the password manager. I really am. It is a little bit more of a pain because if you don't have that password manager on one of your devices, you're in trouble. And, I've got 4 computers and my iPhone and but it really does make, I don't have to worry about it. If I change it, it automatically saves it.
There are.
Plus that one will save everything. It'll save your bank account numbers. If you want to put them in there, it'll save a copy of your driver's license. It'll save a copy of your birth. Anything you need to save, it saves it in there.
Judging by how many scam likely calls I get on a daily basis, there are definitely some boogers out there that are like trying to do harm. At least we're doing our due diligence to try to be as safe as we can. Mm-hmm. We can't always like scrutinize. I mean, oh my gracious, the business nonsense letters that we have gotten in recently.
Oh yeah.
Where someone trying to scam you, it's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Because, we had done some stuff with the business. And then all of a sudden you're getting all these things and it looks like it's from the state. This is an official notice and it's just companies. It's like you ever get a ticket, you go get a ticket, when you're, driving, speeding ticket or something like that. We haven't had one in like 15 years, but.
Don't bring it up and jinx us.
And then all of a sudden you get in, just all of these letters coming in, at least down here, from attorneys trying to get you off. And it's like, oh my gosh. When Caleb had his accident, we had like 50 pieces of mail going, we'll represent you.
Well, this thing was like, we're a government agency. And then on the fold, it was like, shh, just kidding. Not really.
Right.
We're not really one. We're lying.
Especially when we got 4 of them in the same day, all trying to sell me the same thing from 4 different companies.
Yeah. Frustrating.
LA for Dreams said, hello, everyone. Day 35 of BBBE. Feeling fabulous and fitting in clothes that I was busting out of. Good. Shocked at the changes in my body. All good. Still staying away from that evil
I'm so proud of you. That is challenging. That is really, really hard.
Yep. Radical Geek said, I had a geographic ton. It's awful. Now that you mention it, I haven't had it since being keto.
Non-scale victory for sure. Because it is.
Chris said, I had Buffalo Wild Wings today. First time in ages.
How nice.
Judy said, what sweet can I make for Thanksgiving? If you go on our website, which is under construction, but it is still up, we have lots of recipes. If you have Ketochow, We have a Ketochow. We have a chocolate toffee cheesecake.
That's really good.
There's a couple of pies on there. Oh yeah, there's so many good things in there.
I honestly think, and I know that I'm biased, but like I feel like other people will back me up on this. If you're making any type of pie, the pie crust that Joe has like on our website is the best keto pie crust I've ever tasted.
Sherry said, did I give a review of the lemon meringue egg pudding? If I missed it, you did yay or nay to doing it. Yes.
Yay.
It was very good.
Very good.
I thought we mentioned, maybe we didn't. I don't know. But I would add even more true lemon. We put 2 packets of true lemon, and I would have preferred it even more lemony.
Lemony.
We also want to try it with coconut milk because we didn't have any coconut milk. Now we do. Let's see. No Hallmark movies for me.
But love the traditional Christmas movies.
Purple Lady said, I refuse to watch Christmas movies till after Thanksgiving. Last year I didn't watch a single one at all.
What I'm doing is I've been watching the Hallmark ones to make me like, don't watch National Lampoons. It's not time for it yet. Don't you watch Christmas with the Cranks. It's not time yet. So I've kind of been like staving off my like holiday binge with Hallmark movies.
Yeah. Blaine must have said something about the password manager.
LastPass.
So yeah,
Claire saying
I chose 1Password after doing a lot of research, and we were looking at LastPass, and there was another company we were looking at which has got some pretty good reviews, but I didn't go with LastPass because they've had some issues with people breaking into their accounts and like, hey, it's my passwords.
Carol says Wentworth from Australia.
Oh, it's Australia. Okay. So 1Password has amazing integration, and they don't just store passwords. So, you ever have like, I'll have companies say like, hey, I need a copy of your driver's license. You can just have it in there and it's all secure. You can have copies of your kids' birth certificates and that kind of stuff. Your bank cards, like my phone stores all that, but I like it better this way. I think it's $3 a month. Or we did the family one where you can have 5 people for $5 a month. And we just paid for a year and ahead of time.
Oh my gracious.
It's worth the security to me.
I wish we had all of that stuff when we were changing colleges. Like Caleb finished his degree at one, and then we're like changed over to Florida Atlantic University this current semester. And like the amount of paperwork that you have to like find and have on record, it was like, oh man, I should have kept it all in one place.
Oh, Claire said she thinks some of the virus software companies are starting to include a password manager with subscriptions. May not hurt to check.
Ooh, that's great advice.
Teresa said there's a YouTube video of The Rock and Emily Blunt hosting a jungle cruise at Disney. They had to say what Jake Whittenhall was saying in the ear from the control room. It was hilarious.
Oh, I got to check that out. I would have laughed the whole time. I don't know how they kept a straight face. I mean, I don't even understand how, like, as a jungle cruise, like if you work on that ride and you're saying the spiel, I laugh at my own jokes. There's no way that I'd be able to keep a straight face.
One of the things that's interesting, we were watching, I think it was on Disney, like when they built the ride, and some of the things I did not know. So there is an entire list of jokes that the crew members have. They can't tell their own jokes. I did not know that. They're not allowed to tell but they get to tell they get to decide what jokes they're going to use.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's the only joke that they pretty much say, you don't have to use this, but if you don't, you will get a lot of feedback, is the backside of water. And then if they don't use that joke, pretty much everybody on the boat will say something to them that they forgot that joke. The one that you don't hear very often if you ever go to Disney, but I think is amazing, is at the very end of the ride when they go like, what is it? If you enjoyed this, my name is Rachel and this has been the Jungle Cruise. Right. If you didn't have a good time, my name is Abraham Lincoln and this has been the Hall of Presidents. It's so good. I love that one, but I thought that was interesting. But, just the whole way the ride came about and everything. And I love the corny jokes. Juju says, Joe, you can take my bread and pasta and potatoes, but gosh darn it, you will not take my coffee. You ain't taking the coffee away from us either. I mean, it's where are you willing to
Y'all saw me
carbs?
By the end of our challenge. Like, I was drinking coffee out of a goldfish bowl to be technically 1 cup.
Blaine said, I found a way to make Maria Emmerich's pudding with boiled eggs, but not having to peel eggs. I used my egg bite mold in an Instapot.
Ooh,
that's perfect.
That is brilliant.
Are we buffering?
I love the creativity.
No. It says excellent. Amanda said, from my experience and research, you shouldn't lose more than 30 to 35% from beef hanging weight at most. There is something not right there.
Oh.
Maybe I read something wrong. I'm just going by what she had said. But yeah, that's about what I've read too, 30 to 35%. I think it depends on how big the cow is.
Haley says the happy planner. I'm writing down these names.
Okay. Hubunki Winks. We're getting off, The happy planner, classic size.
Weeks.
Yeah, happy planner. Blaine wants to know when I add the yolks back to Maria Emmerich's bread, when I add the protein powder or the egg white powder.
Scheduler. Nope, Joe, it's not the same. I've made it so many ways, and using egg yolks is not the same as using the powder. The powder is a game changer. I'm also going to try it with butter powder. Oh, I can't have butter powder in this house.
Yeah, no, we can't have butter powder.
I was eating it so much.
And they do.
It's delicious.
And again, butter powder. It does have some stuff in there because they have to powder it. And so you have to make sure when you get it, be careful and find out what are they binding it to when they dry it.
It's delicious.
Monica said, Dr. Sideways had an episode Red Flag Alert. Too much of a good thing could be a bad thing. Minerals consuming fat, insulin goose. Yes, I watched that a little while ago.
He was just watching that today.
Very good video.
That's interesting.
Let's see.
Cat Whisperer says Equip makes great creamy.
Oh, yeah. Renee wants to know what's the benefit of the metal pitcher for the Vitamix. It can go in a dishwasher. It keeps the coffee hotter when we are blending in there. It's easier to clean.
It is easier to clean.
And it doesn't look disgusting. So the biggest reason I got it, our pitcher was getting like little like spider cracks in it. So it needed to be replaced anyway. And so I just decided to replace it with that one. I also like the markings inside of it.
We had a good run with it. The original was like, 15 years?
No, that one wasn't that old, but somebody kept putting it in the dishwasher. Deborah said, I'm using Excalibur to dehydrate my eggs to make the protein-sparing modified fat bread. Cool. That sounds good. Monica said, do I add cream or milk to my scrambled eggs or just whole eggs? I just did regular scrambled eggs.
Tara Simpson
with the Vitamix pitcher stain. I have the 64-ounce one. It hasn't yet. I'm wanting to get a smaller pitcher though, and debating. No, it doesn't stain. I mean, nothing has stained that thing at all. Whereas the plastic, we have stained the plastic ones. And if you're going to get a smaller one, I would recommend the metal one. I just like it. It's like the same price, especially if you get one at the Roadshow.
Tracy says our tradition is duck. So yummy.
Yeah.
I would love, we have never done a turducken.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do that. I'm sure that they've got that this time of year, especially.
Oh yeah. Also, the stainless steel one, they changed the blade design in a little bit. And so what the guy explained to me, if you're familiar with Vitamix at all, they have a dry container, which you would use to again, not something we do. If you wanted to grind up wheat and make your own flour or coffee grinds or stuff like that, you would have to use a special container. With the stainless steel one, it's both. It does
Franklin's
both things.
Covey. I'm still seeing it.
Annie said, when we moved to our new home, we didn't know we had to change the stove for propane instead of natural gas, and flames were shooting 2 feet high. I made the whole turkey dinner in a toaster oven.
Oh, look at you. You said, I'm the Thanksgiving police. Whoop, whoop. The turkey, excuse me, pull over. That's not the right protein.
Renee said, don't forget tomorrow night, Friday Night Live with Hungry Heath and the Warden.
Oh, roll up a minute. Christine Perry said, started mom on keto, 90 years old, stays in her chair all day, 12 weeks, down 25 pounds. Christine, that is wonderful.
Ronna wants to know if we've found the chayote yet. Jen Delaney has been doing an awesome job making apple crumble.
How nice.
No, I actually was going to go to
Aldi was the only place that
today.
We saw before.
Our grocery store does not sell it, but Rachel from when she worked at Aldi said they do have it.
They didn't have it the last time I went.
My plan is to go to a couple Aldis tomorrow if I have a chance. I just found out I have a varsity football game, a playoff game. I'm not supposed to work playoffs, but they were short somebody, so they asked me to fill in. And since I don't have to drive 2.5 hours like Anthony does, I was willing to do it. Raincat Cook said, I saw a video using that. Have you tried it? Yeah, she uses it all the time.
Yeah.
Cindy said, just found you to love your channel, getting ready to start BBE, enjoying your food with gusto.
Thanks, Cindy.
Okay. We are going to get off.
Answer all the question. Turducken is the best. Yeah, I've never had that before.
Yeah, Juju said, my plastic Vitamix never stained.
That's because you're doing what's right and we crazy.
Okay, we are going to get off. I want some ice cream. I'm ready for some dinner. We had turkey, now I want ice cream.
Turkey and ice cream.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget about Monday's Keto on the Couch at 10 a.m.
And then Wednesday is Thanksgiving dinner
will
together.
Be next week's live stream on Wednesday. Also, the following Monday, just to guys give you a little heads up, Keto on the Couch will not be live because we will be camping. So we will pre-record that one somehow, some way during the Thanksgiving weekend.
Somehow, some way, someday.
Have a good night.